Have you ever felt like someone's words or actions completely ruined your day? Maybe it was a rude comment, an inconsiderate gesture, or even an unexpected inconvenience. It's frustrating, right? But here's the thing, folks. No one has the power to control your emotions unless you let them. And let me tell you, nobody is better at controlling their emotions than me. Believe me, what if you could stay calm, unshaken, no matter what life or anyone else throws your way? Imagine walking through your day with such peace, such strength, that even the most irritating situations couldn't rattle you. This isn't just some fantasy, folks. It's emotional mastery. Now, I know a thing or two about mastering emotions. In this episode, I'm going to share 10 incredible lessons that will help you stop reacting impulsively, let go of anger, and regain control over your emotions. These lessons aren't about ignoring your feelings or pretending things don't bother you. They're about building the mental strength to navigate life's challenges like a winner. Whether you're dealing with criticism, setting boundaries, or learning to let go of grudges, I'll show you the tools you need to protect your peace and live with confidence. By the end of this, you'll have the mindset and strategies you need to stay unbothered, no matter what's thrown your way. So if you're ready to unlock the secret to emotional freedom and live a life where no one else controls your mood, let's get started. Your journey to mastering your emotions starts right now. 1. Understand that your reactions are your choice. Picture this, folks. You're having a great day. Everything's going your way. Maybe you're enjoying a nice cup of coffee or taking a walk in the park when suddenly, someone says something rude or inconsiderate. Now, all of a sudden, your calm is gone, replaced with anger or frustration. And you think, why did they ruin my day? But listen to me, they didn't ruin your day. You did. Your emotions are your responsibility, not theirs. No one has the power to control how you feel unless you hand that power over. Here's a great way to think about it. Imagine you're in a busy city, but you're wearing these fantastic noise-canceling headphones. All the honking, the noise, the chaos. It's still there, but it doesn't bother you. That's what emotional mastery is all about. You don't have to let the noise of others invade your peace. There's a great quote that says, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom." Think about it. Someone cuts you off in traffic or criticizes you unfairly. It's easy to get angry. But let me tell you something. What if, instead of reacting right away, you paused? In that moment, you find power, the power to stay calm, to choose strength over chaos. Let me give you a real-world example. Imagine your coworker dismisses your idea in a meeting. Instead of snapping back or holding a grudge all day, just take a second. Take a breath. Reflect. Is this really about me? Or are they just stressed out or showing their own biases? By reframing the situation, you take away its power over you. Look, folks, it's not about pretending you don't feel anything. It's about recognizing that your feelings don't control your actions. Anger, frustration, disappointment, they're all natural, but they don't have to control what you do next. Here's a simple strategy for you to start using. Pause and identify when you feel triggered. Name it: anger, hurt, irritation. This helps you break that automatic reaction cycle. Ask questions. Reflect on why you feel this way. Is it really because of what happened? Or is it about how you're interpreting it? Choose your response. Now you've got the power. Take control and choose how you're going to react. You ever felt like someone's words or actions completely ruined your day? Maybe it was some rude stranger, a thoughtless comment, or a small inconvenience. It's frustrating, folks, but here's the truth. You don't have to let it control you. Imagine walking through life completely unbothered by others' actions. The rude person, the inconsiderate comment, the little annoyances, they lose all their power when you take control of your reactions. You get to decide. Every moment you have a choice. You can either let others dictate your emotions, or you can take back control and protect your peace. Let me tell you something. People's behavior doesn't define you. Your reaction does. And when you choose calm, you don't just master your emotions. You unlock true freedom. 2. Stop expecting people to behave like you. Here's the reality, folks. You've probably been there. You've helped someone out. You've been there when they needed you. But when it's your turn, they're nowhere to be found. It's disappointing. And you think, how could they be so inconsiderate? I would never treat them this way. Well, let me give it to you straight. People don't operate on your standards or values. They do what they want, based on their experiences, their beliefs, and their priorities. Expecting them to behave like you is like trying to control the weather. It's impossible, and it only leads to frustration. Think of it this way. Everyone's walking their own path, folks. And when someone does something that annoys or hurts you, it's not about you. It's about them. Trying to change or control their behavior is a waste of time. It leaves you feeling powerless. Instead, focus on accepting people as they are. Imagine this. Let's say you've got a coworker who always interrupts in meetings. Instead of seething with frustration, instead of trying to teach them a lesson, realize this. Their behavior has nothing to do with you. Let go of the expectation that they'll change. When you do that, you free yourself from unnecessary emotional turmoil. Here's the thing. Expectations are the root of all suffering. The less you expect people to behave a certain way, the more you protect your peace. Now, let's do something practical here. Exercise. Acknowledge your assumptions. When someone upsets you, ask yourself, what was I expecting them to do? Challenge that expectation. Reflect on whether it's even realistic to expect someone else to act exactly as you would. Shift your focus. Instead of trying to control their behavior, focus on how you can remain calm and maintain your peace. How liberating is that mindset, folks? The rude stranger, the forgetful friend, the inconsiderate coworker. They've got no power to mess with your emotions unless you let them. When you stop expecting others to meet your standards, you take back control of your reactions. People are who they are, not who you want them to be. And accepting that isn't about tolerating bad behavior. It's about protecting your peace. 3. Let go of the need to always be right. Now, let's talk about something we've all experienced. You get into an argument. Maybe it's about something small, like the best route to take, or maybe it's something deeper, a disagreement with a close friend or partner. As the conversation heats up, you feel that urge to prove your point, to show them you're right. We've all been there, folks, clinging to our version of the truth like it's a lifeline. But listen, that need to always be right, it's exhausting, and it's unnecessary. Want to know why? Because it often comes from insecurity. It's as if being wrong somehow threatens your worth or identity. But what if you could let that go? What if, instead of trying to win every argument, you approach things with curiosity instead of defensiveness? Here's a thought to keep in mind. Would you rather be right, or would you rather be at peace? When we insist on being right, we create tension, damage relationships, and make ourselves miserable. But when we let go of that need, we preserve our peace. Let me give you an example. Someone accuses you of something unfair. Your instinct is to defend yourself, right? To argue your case or point out their flaws. But pause for a second. Is it really worth my energy to prove them wrong? Will this argument change anything important in my life? In most cases, the answer is no. Imagine a friend insists their way of handling a problem is better than yours. Instead of diving into a debate, just say, I see where you're coming from, and I respect your perspective. By doing this, you not only diffuse the tension, but also preserve your calm and avoid unnecessary conflict. Remember this timeless wisdom. He who is attached to his views will never grow. Letting go of the need to always be right doesn't mean abandoning your principles. It means knowing when to engage and when to step back. Here's how you can start practicing this. Pause before responding. When you feel that urge to argue, take a deep breath. Is it worth it? Seek understanding. Instead of trying to win, ask questions to understand the other person's perspective. This often helps de-escalate things. Pick your battles. Save your energy for disagreements that truly matter, ones that align with your values or affect significant outcomes. You'll find that letting go of that need to always be right brings freedom, folks. You'll feel lighter and calmer when you stop trying to control every conversation, every point. Arguments lose their grip on you because you've chosen peace over pride. And remember, your value isn't tied to winning debates or proving how smart you are. It's about how you carry yourself, how you protect your energy, and how you maintain your inner peace. The next time you feel the urge to argue, pause and remind yourself, being right won't make me happy, but being calm will. And that, folks, is the true power of letting go. Myself? Am I letting their opinion decide how I feel, or am I choosing to stand firm in my own truth? In that moment, you take back control. You remind yourself that your worth isn't up for debate, and the only opinion that truly matters is your own. This is how you create emotional freedom, folks. When you stop letting the opinions of others dictate how you feel, you reclaim your power and live on your own terms. And trust me, that's a life of strength and independence. 7. Take responsibility for your happiness. Let me ask you this. Have you ever found yourself blaming someone else for how you feel? Maybe a friend, a partner, a coworker? You think, if they just did this differently, I'd be happy. But here's the thing, you can't outsource your happiness. Your happiness is yours to own, folks. Let me say it again. No one else controls your happiness but you. If you're relying on someone else to make you feel good about yourself, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. You need to take responsibility for your own emotional state. You have the power to decide how you respond to circumstances, to setbacks, to disappointments. Here's a simple way to look at it. You're the CEO of your own life. You can't delegate your happiness to anyone else. No one can make you feel bad without your consent. They can say whatever they want, but it's up to you whether you let it affect you. For example, let's say your partner forgets your anniversary. You could let that ruin your whole day, but you have a choice. You could let that disappointment take over, or you could choose to respond differently. You could remind yourself that their mistake doesn't define your happiness. You can decide to take control of your emotions and still have a great day. Here's how you start taking responsibility for your happiness. Stop blaming others. If something upsets you, ask yourself, why is this bothering me? Is it something within your control? Or are you giving someone else the power to affect your mood? Change your perspective. You can't control other people's actions, but you can control how you react. Instead of focusing on what went wrong, focus on how you can make the best of the situation. Practice gratitude. Every day, remind yourself of what's going right in your life. When you focus on the positive, you start to shift your mindset away from frustration and towards peace. When you take full responsibility for your own happiness, you stop letting external circumstances dictate your emotional state. You begin to realize that happiness comes from within, not from other people or things. 8. Focus on what you can control. We all know life's full of challenges. You face roadblocks, setbacks, and disappointments. It's part of life. But here's the thing, you can't control everything. Some things are simply out of your hands. The weather, the economy, other people's behavior, these things are beyond your control. But there's a lot you can control, and that's where you need to focus your energy. You can control your reactions. You can control your attitude. You can control your actions. When you focus on what you can control, you free yourself from the anxiety of trying to change things you can't. Think of it this way, you're driving a car. The road ahead might be bumpy, there might be detours, or maybe traffic's terrible. But the steering wheel, that's in your hands. You can choose how you navigate through the obstacles. You can't control the road, but you can control how you drive. Let's say you lose your job. It's tough, I get it. But what can you control? You can control how you react. You can control whether you choose to wallow in frustration or take immediate action to find new opportunities. The key is focusing on the things you can change, rather than worrying about what you can't. Here's how to start focusing on what you can control. Identify what you can control. Look at every situation and ask yourself, what's in my power to change here? Focus on those areas. Let go of the rest. Stop worrying about things you can't control. You'll find your peace when you stop fighting battles you're never going to win. Take action. Once you identify what's in your control, take action. Don't just sit back and wait for things to change. Make changes yourself. When you focus on what you can control, you stop wasting energy on things that don't serve you. You stay calm, you stay focused, and you keep moving forward. 9. Embrace the present moment. Listen, folks, we've all been there. You're worrying about the future, or you're stuck in the past, thinking about things you could have done differently. But here's the truth, you only have one moment that matters, and that's right now. When you focus too much on the past, you're robbing yourself of the present. When you obsess over the future, you're creating unnecessary anxiety. The only time you truly have control over is the present moment. Here's a simple example. Imagine you're at a family gathering, but instead of being present with your loved ones, you're thinking about work, your to-do list, or things that went wrong earlier in the day. You're physically there, but mentally you're somewhere else. And you're missing out on the joy of the moment. To be truly free, you need to embrace the present. The more you focus on right now, the more peace you'll feel. Here's how to start living in the present moment. Practice mindfulness. Focus on the here and now. Pay attention to your surroundings, your breath, your feelings. Be present. Let go of regrets and worries. The past is gone, and the future isn't here yet. All you have is this moment, use it wisely. Enjoy life's simple pleasures. Stop rushing through everything. Take a moment to savor the good things in life, no matter how small they seem. When you embrace the present, you free yourself from unnecessary stress. You live with more clarity and focus, and that's where true happiness and peace come from. Folks, when you start mastering your emotions, taking control of your happiness, and focusing on what you can control, you'll experience a freedom like never before. No one can steal your peace, your joy, or your power unless you let them. So let's get out there and live with strength, confidence, and purpose. Let's make sure our emotions don't control us. We're in charge. And that, my friends, is the true power of emotional freedom. Reclaim your power. The art of silence and gratitude. Respond with silence, not anger. Picture this. You're in the middle of a heated debate, and someone says something sharp, something meant to provoke you. Your heartbeat quickens, your face heats up, and you feel the instinctive urge to snap back with a cutting remark. But what if, instead of reacting, you simply said nothing? Silence is one of the most powerful tools in your arsenal when dealing with negativity. It's not about weakness or avoidance, it's about control. Choosing silence means you refuse to be dragged into chaos. It means you value your peace more than the temporary satisfaction of retaliation. The less you engage with negativity, the more peaceful and powerful your life becomes. Silence speaks louder than words. It sends a clear message. Your words don't control me. Let's take a real-world example. Imagine a colleague at work tries to undermine you in a meeting, hoping to make you look bad in front of others. You have two options. Engage in a back-and-forth argument or pause and respond with silence. By staying silent, you deny them the reaction they seek while maintaining your composure, showing everyone around you who truly holds the higher ground. The great Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best answer to anger is silence. Anger feeds off reactions, starve it of attention, and it withers away. Choosing not to engage breaks the cycle of negativity and safeguards your emotional well-being." Think of silence as your personal shield. It deflects the noise without pulling you into the fight. Here's how to master it. Pause before reacting. When someone provokes you, take a deep breath. Silence creates space for clarity and control. Listen without defending. Sometimes people just need to vent. Let them talk. You don't always have to respond or explain yourself. Speak only when necessary. If a response is required, keep it calm, measured, and to the point. A Buddhist teaching reminds us, speak only if it improves upon the silence. Silence doesn't mean you ignore the problem. It means you save your energy for moments where your voice truly matters. How often have we regretted words said in anger? Silence removes that regret, giving you the power to reflect, reassess, and respond thoughtfully. More often than not, silence speaks louder than any words ever could. Next time someone tries to provoke you, pause and ask yourself, will responding add value, or will it escalate the situation? By choosing silence, you protect your peace, demonstrate strength, and keep control of your narrative. Remember, silence isn't a lack of response. It's the presence of wisdom. Practice gratitude to dissolve anger. Imagine one of those days where everything seems to go wrong. Your plans unravel. Someone makes a rude comment, and even minor inconveniences feel unbearable. Frustration builds, and you think, why does everything have to be so difficult? Now pause. What if, instead of focusing on what's going wrong, you shifted your attention to what's going right? Gratitude is a powerful force. It turns anger into calm, frustration into perspective, and challenges into opportunities for growth. Here's a profound truth. You can't feel grateful and angry at the same time. Gratitude acts as a mental reset button, pulling you out of the spiral of negativity and reminding you of the good that still exists, even in difficult situations. Take a simple example. You're stuck in traffic, running late for an important meeting. You could stew in frustration, or you could take a deep breath and think of 3 things you're thankful for. Maybe it's the fact that you have a car, the opportunity waiting at your destination, or even just the music playing on the radio. It sounds small, but this shift in mindset can change your entire emotional state in an instant. Cicero, the Roman philosopher, said it best. Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others. Gratitude doesn't just dissolve anger. It builds resilience, fosters patience, and helps you focus on what truly matters. Here's how to make gratitude a daily habit. Pause and reflect the next time anger rises. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, what's one thing I can be thankful for right now? Keep a gratitude journal. At the end of each day, write down 3 things that went well, no matter how small. This trains your brain to seek out the positive. Use gratitude as a reframe. When faced with a challenge, think about what you can learn from it or how the situation could be worse. Gratitude often comes from recognizing what you still have. For example, imagine someone criticizes you harshly. Instead of reacting with anger, reframe the moment. I'm grateful for the chance to learn from this feedback, even if it wasn't delivered kindly. This doesn't excuse the other person's behavior, but it keeps you in control of your emotions. A Buddhist teaching reminds us, let us rise up and be thankful. If we didn't learn much today, at least we learned a little. If we didn't learn a little, at least we didn't get sick. And if we got sick, at least we didn't die. So let us all be thankful. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's present. It's not about denying frustration or anger. It's about choosing to prioritize what uplifts you over what drags you down. The next time you feel anger creeping in, pause and ask yourself, what can I be thankful for in this moment? You'll find that gratitude doesn't just dissolve anger. It replaces it with clarity, calm, and a sense of control. And in that moment, you'll realize that peace isn't something you find. It's something you create. Folks, let me tell you something. Criticism is a fact of life. Comes at you like rain, sometimes soft, sometimes a storm. But here's the key. The smart people, the really great people, they know how to take what helps and throw out the garbage. Because not all criticism is good, folks. A lot of it, just noise, envy, ignorance, sometimes downright nasty. But the winners, the real winners, they know how to handle it. And I'm going to show you how. First, when someone criticizes you, pause. Don't react like a lightweight. Take a deep breath. That's what strong people do. The weak ones, they snap back, they get emotional, and they lose. Don't be that person. Second, who's talking? Look at the source. Is it someone successful? Someone who actually knows what they're talking about? Or is it some loser with no achievements, no credibility? Big difference, folks. You don't take business advice from someone who's broke. Same rule applies here. And even if the criticism is ugly, guess what? There's often a lesson buried in there. Smart people find it. They don't get offended. They get better. That's what winners do. Let me give you an example. Say your family criticizes your career, your choices. Instead of blowing up, you say, I hear you. I'll think about it. Boom. You keep control, stay classy, and move forward on your terms. The great Stoics, tremendous wisdom, Epictetus said, if someone speaks ill of you, don't make excuses. Just say, if only they knew my other faults. That's confidence, folks. That's strength. You don't let criticism shake you. You use it to grow, to improve. And you always ask yourself, is this about me, or is it about them? Now, let's talk about letting go. Because holding on to anger, holding on to resentment, it's like carrying a burning coal, waiting to throw it at someone. But who's getting burned? You are. That's the truth. Letting go isn't weakness. It's power. And no, it doesn't mean you forget or let people walk all over you. Not at all. It means you stop letting the past control your future. The Buddha, a very smart guy, said, holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Think about that. Some people waste days, weeks, even years stewing over something someone did to them. Meanwhile, the other person, living their life, totally unaffected. But when you let go, you take your power back. You focus on what matters, your growth, your success. Let me give you an example. Say a coworker steals credit for your idea. You could stay angry, let it eat you up inside. Or you move on, stay sharp, and create something even better. Because at the end of the day, the best revenge is winning. Period. Lao Tzu, another brilliant thinker, said, when I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. Powerful stuff. Letting go isn't just about anger, it's about fear, about perfectionism, about control. You have to free yourself to become your best self. Here's how you do it. Acknowledge your feelings. Don't suppress them. Face them. Own them. Reframe the situation. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How does this make me stronger? Focus on now. Not the past. Not revenge. The present. That's where your power is. Think of it like this. Ever held onto a balloon too long? Your hand gets tired, right? But when you let it go, freedom. Same thing here. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest leaders of all time, said, do not be disturbed by what is outside your power. Let it go, and you will find peace. That's a leader's mindset, folks. Winners focus on what they can control. The rest, let it go. So the next time you're clinging to anger, to resentment, ask yourself, is this worth my peace? What happens if I just let it go? The answer? You become stronger, sharper, unstoppable. And that's what this is all about. Mastering your emotions, staying unbothered, no matter what life throws at you. These aren't just ideas. They're tools. They work. And when you use them, you take control of your energy, your reactions, your life. That's power. So take this with you. Practice it every day. Because the goal isn't to suppress emotions. It's to master them. To stay clear, strong, and in control. And when you do that, nothing, and I mean nothing, can shake you. If this helped you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Spread the wisdom. And if you have your own tips for staying unbothered, let's hear them. Drop a comment. Remember, emotional freedom isn't a destination. It's a practice. So keep showing up, keep leveling up, and keep winning. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any future videos. Wishing you a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.